Dude, the bean kicked in right there for Macho.
It's my favorite part of that interview, where he just pauses and just freaks out.
I do want to say, like, not enough wrestlers today, besides like Cody Rhodes, I think, that mentions the arena anymore. Like where they're, coming out of. Like we're at, I don't know, Joe Louis Arena.
Yeah,
Nobody does that anymore.
hardly anyone does. Yeah, probably it was a Vinceism.
Yeah, where, he doesn't like hospitals being called hospitals.
Medical facility.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry guys, from the last time we streamed, my internet went out and it came back at 9 a.m. in the morning. So I sat there. I was waiting for it to turn back on because obviously when it turned back on, maybe I was going to surf the internet, the World Wide Web, and that did not work out. I just decided to put my head on a pillow and fall asleep. And and here we are for part two, where we last time we were about to give our final thoughts and scores for WWF In Your House 5, which I believe I was going and I was saying, like, I think I like put this In Your House over big time than the last couple of In Your Houses that we watch, because I was highly entertained in some of the matches.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I like the Goldust like stalking Razor Ramon, even though that took away from the match a little bit. And that Bret Hart, man, and Bulldog match was fucking cool.
it was great. Yeah,
What do you think is better though, the Wembley one or this one?
I need to probably go back and watch the Wembley one.
Mm-hmm.
But some people prefer this one to that one.
Is it because maybe he got some color and it looked like, they were fighting for like to the death essentially?
I think that's probably what helps put it over the edge, but I think most people think this one's better too, because it's like Bulldog wasn't like, he didn't do a bunch of shit whatever he did the previous night, wake up the next morning and forgot the entire match that they planned.
Yeah.
So like this time he remembered.
He had to lay off the PCP.
Yeah, or whatever he was doing. Yeah.
Anyway, my score, I gave it a 6.9 out of 10. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, you were just saying you had a good time watching it, and the last couple of In Your Houses you were down on it. I enjoyed it, but there were some flaws. So I think there are some things they could have done without. But overall, I think it was a good, evenly flowed book show. And that's why I give it a 6.9 out of 10.
That's exactly what I gave it.
Oh, shit.
So even though I rate the main event higher than you, it was still like, let's be honest, if it wasn't for that match, this show probably would have been pretty
Yeah.
like, if they had like a match that was just good, it probably would have been
And I think what Vince has a problem with is booking his stars in these shows. Like, remember, like, we were like, where the fuck is Bret Hart? Like, when they were touring Canada?
Yeah.
Like, that would have brought some, like, they could have put Bret Hart in that In Your House where he only showed up when Diesel was there, and he had a confrontation with him, which
Yeah, he was on commentary for the main event instead of like doing something on the show.
Yeah. So I think this is Vince being like, I'm tired of my Canadian toy, essentially, but I'm gonna put the belt back on him until I find the next person, which is Shawn Michaels eventually.
Because God damn it, he's the only one that can draw reliably.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've gone back and looked at the numbers. That's the truth. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, Bret Hart can't draw," but the thing is, every year where he was the main guy, he outdrew everybody else until Steve Austin.
He outdrew, and he also out wrestled.
Yeah. So, it is what it is.
Because I think the lowest scored match we gave Bret Hart was the one with Bob Backlund.
Yeah, and like even he says like I don't like that match. Even he admits it wasn't good, you know.
Yeah. All right. So if you were wondering based off of the cliffhanger from the part 1, those are our scores. We both did the same thing, 6.9 out of 10. All right. We're moving on to WCW Monday Night Nitro, December 18th, 1995. We have the trio on commentary, Eric Bischoff, Bobby Heenan, Steve McMichael, and Pepe. They're in Augusta, Georgia. And this time I do have the tickets. The history of WWE.com says 8,100 fans attended the show with only 3,000 paying for it. So that's not good. I mean, so many comped free tickets.
Ouch.
We opened the show and Medusa shows up behind the commentary team. Eric Bischoff is doing his best acting skills to be surprised that Alundra Blaze is here in WCW Nitro.
What is this?
Yeah.
Who is this?
The promo, in my opinion, even though it's memorable because she puts the WWF Women's Championship in the trash on WCW, I didn't really care for the promo. The promo was kind of like, you treat me wrong, and I used to be called Alundra Blaze, and now I'm Medusa, and this is where the big boys play, huh? Well, it's time for the big girls to play, and I'm like, okay.
Her delivery was a little flat.
Maybe that's why fucking Vince got rid of you.
I don't think she was ever really known for her promo,
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's good in the ring, and she got over, but, like, nobody ever was like, man, Medusa's Alundra Blaze promo. You remember that?
Yeah.
No, nobody says that. I'm not hating on her or anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So she puts the title in the trash, and by the way, rest in peace, Steve McMichael, Mongo.
Well, yeah, we lost Mongo the previous week. He had a lot of health problems he was dealing with towards the end of his life here, and he just finally, it was over. So.
Yeah, he said, see you later. He's going to be with fucking Pepe. So
he's with Pepe now.
Yeah, and Pepe's going to fucking dress him now in heaven.
It's amazing. Somebody should do a chat GTP of that or something.
Yeah. Then Michael calls out William Refrigerator Perry to protect him because of the interruption. I'm like, what?
That was random as hell. I was like, the fridge is here. And I'm like, what the fuck? I know who that is. That's one of the sports people I know. And I'm like, okay, he's just here because Mongo's paranoid about people charging the commentary area and taking it over. Oh. I guess I don't blame him. He's right. It's been happening a lot lately.
It's scary, and it's going to keep on happening when NWO fucking shows up.
Yeah.
Or the Outsiders.
Something. He was ahead of the curve.
Yeah, he was a fucking clairvoyant. Bobby Heenan goes to shake Perry's hand and screams in pain. And I was like, fucking Heenan, man. Always a jokester. I love it. We are surprised with an opening contest of woo. I watched the Jay Lethal fucking woo off again today.
You can always watch it. It never gets old.
Mm-hmm. But we got Ric Flair versus Eddie Guerrero. The
match that he previously dodged, and now he's having it.
Yeah. So I'll let you take away the play-by-play for this.
Yep. There's not too much to this one. It's like they spend a little time wrestling. Ric Flair has the edge, it seems like, for the most part. on trading holds and moves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Flair takes a moment to strut and woo, and he has his back turned, and Eddie makes him pay by hitting him with a drop kick to his back. He's flops. And after that, Eddie's like using his speed to like control the match, and he does some drop toe holds and drop kicks, and until Flair puts the brakes on, and he kind of gets control again, doing chops and his stuff. Eddie fights back, does punches, shoots Flair off, hits a backdrop. That's cool. Eddie grabs Flair's arm, does the springboard arm drag out of the corner. If you don't know what I'm saying, like Eddie grabs the arm, somebody's arm, and he'll jump on the rope a couple times up to the top, and he'll like flip over the guy and arm drag him out of the corner.
Yeah, it's like a momentum thing.
Yeah, it's like a lucha arm drag. I guess that's the easiest way to really explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie gets to the top rope, and then Flair runs and hits the rope, causing Eddie to lose his balance, and he falls out on the floor where he yells he hurt his knee. He's like, my knee, he's like laying there in front of the security rail. Flair smells blood, and he starts working the knee, and he gets him in the ring, and he continues doing that until he puts the figure 4 on, and then Eddie screams in pain and refuses to give up, and Flair even gets the ropes to give him some extra leverage and gets away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Eddie just passes out, and the referee counts his shoulders to the mat on a pinfall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was the first time I've seen him beat somebody with it like that. I can't ever recall him beating anybody, because it used to be nobody really does a figure 4 that much anymore. I mean, Charlotte sort of, but it's not done like this, where if Flair put the figure 4 on a guy and he would lay flat on his back on the mat, they would count that as a pinfall.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was, he had to get up to break the fall. But the thing is, like, the whole gimmick there is when he lays on his back, he's relieving the pressure from the hold. But you can't stay there or you'll lose.
Yeah.
It's like a catch-22 thing.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was cool. And then, like, I think they just kind of stopped doing that, I guess, after Ric Flair stopped wrestling as much. But I always thought that was a neat little gimmick.
Yeah. What do you think about Ric Flair winning over Eddie Guerrero? You think this was just like Rick being like, hey, man, I'll give you a match, but you're not going over, buddy?
I don't think him and Eddie really ever had that many problems. From what I remember, I think this is just a case of Eddie's lower on the card than Rick is. He gave him some stuff in a match.
And technically, it wasn't a clean win, if you think about it.
He cheated.
Yeah.
He basically cheated and got away with it. So, and Flair never really had issue putting people over, you know?
Yeah, he's not Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, so like Eddie was probably like, holy shit, I get to wrestle Ric Flair. Like, you know, honestly. So, and he gets the rub just from being in a match with him.
Yeah. And this was like a nice little match too. Like, wasn't too long. It hit its beats and stuff. Ric Flair does his things, and Eddie Guerrero, in my opinion, even though we haven't seen him in other places, he's green at this moment, at least to national TV. Yeah,
like I think he's getting better, like right now. Like I compared to like what I was watching him do in ECW, because I've been telling you about that off air. He's definitely more tight now, I can tell. Like he seems to be doing a lot better than what he was in ECW, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. I gave this match a 6.4 out of 10. I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it was a good Nitro match.
I gave it 6.5.
Okay, cool. We're in the same area.
Flair curve.
Yeah. And just like that, always with Ric Flair, we always have to have Mean Gene that comes into the ring. And he's interviewing Flair and Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson says that he respects Paul Orndorff, but he learned last week never to attack a horseman. Kevin Sullivan and Jimmy Hart crashed the interview, which I was like, why? What is going on here? With Okerlund having to redirect Flair as where the hard camera was, which I was fucking laughing because Ric Flair's just being Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And Sullivan takes issue with Brian Pillman making fun of the. Oh yeah, that's right. He made fun of the Dungeon of Doom last week when he.
That's why they came out there.
Yeah. And he warns Anderson to keep Pillman on a short leash or he's going to come looking for him. Flair says everything is cool, but Anderson says if the dungeon comes after Pillman, then it could spark a war between the dungeon and the Horsemen. I'm like, no. I do not want to see that, but I do like seeing Arn Anderson fucking wrestle, so that could be cool.
That's how we're going to get our alliance to end Hulkamania.
Yeah.
Somehow. I didn't watch this when it was happening, but like, yeah, I think this is going to be the impetus that brings them together kind of thing. I think it's funny Flair doesn't give a shit. Too, he was just like, we don't got to do this. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add for the promo though?
No, I mean it was okay for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I liked what Arn was saying about how they killed Paul Orndorff and he paid the price because he picked a fight, and all that shit. And then it makes sense for Kevin Sullivan to come out and be mad at him because they set that up kind of. So I'm still wondering where Chris Benoit is. They keep mentioning him, and he's never there with them.
He's in that chamber that Darth Vader is in when he's out of his suit. That's what
they scrubbed him from the footage and never put him back.
It's like a Mandela effect that he was like the 4 horsemen was actually the 3 horsemen.
Maybe.
Yeah, and by the way, fucking Kevin Sullivan's Boston accent came out during that promo. It was like
came out hard.
Yeah, it was very hard.
Hard off.
After this, just like how Mongo was like, we need security here, Sergeant Craig Pittman interrupts the announcers and struggles to hold the fucking microphone properly.
Like he never held a microphone before and he didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Pittman asked Heenan to manage him, but Heenan says he's retired. And he says he's happy to help him get someone else, though. The biggest takeaway from this segment is that William Perry isn't almost at security, is what I wrote.
This was weird. Just like he's asking Bobby to be his manager and shit. Like, why?
He's going into business for himself, brother.
Maybe. I'm like, they're trying to push him again, I guess, before he goes away. Like,
I don't know. But next match, we have Lex Luger with Jimmy Hart versus Marcus Alexander Bagwell with Scotty Riggs. The American males.
The American males.
How did this get booked? Is there a storyline? Is it like Lex Luger hates fucking gay people or something?
I think he was just having a match, brother.
The booker was like, "Hey, man, we need to hear you fucking scream tonight. So go fight Marcus Alexander Bagwell."
They just wanted Lex to get put over. So they picked a tag team dude.
Yeah. So what's your play-by-play on this?
Not much at all. Because it was short.
Yep.
Like it was shorter than what I'm going to write here, but it's just because of there wasn't a lot that happened, Like Bagwell got the better of Luger, did his baby face shit, arm drags, hip toss, drop kicks, and he drop kicks Luger out of the ring. And Luger gets mad. And then he gets back in there and he shows that Punk what's up because he hits some strikes, a clothesline, and he puts him in a torture rack and he submits him. Like there's some stuff, some pauses and shit happened between all that, and they're selling. But that was the match.
So was that like a showcase or a squash?
I call it a showcase because Bagwell got too much offense on him, I think, for it to be a squash. Yeah,
I wrote showcase as well. I was like, I guess they're building Lex again. I feel so bad for Lex based off of his WWF run where he's being booked to be this fucking amazing dude but never fucking wins. But we know he wins eventually in WCW, but again, he's being fucking booked strong to lead where?
Yeah, it's like they booked him kind of strong. I don't even know that you could say they booked him strong when he was in WWF because it's like they had that Lex Express shit and they were trying to really gas him up, make you think oh, he can beat Yokozuna. The slam thing on the aircraft carrier really helped get him over,
Mm-hmm.
I think. And then it's like we kept saying, "Where's Lex? Why is Lex not wrestling? Where is he?"
And then
I guess
usually when we saw like a recap of his match, it was like some fucking house show or whatever.
it was a match at a house show, or like he had a match on Superstars instead of Raw for some reason. And it's like, what is this? A stealth push? Like that's what it feels like. It's like we're pushing this guy, but we don't want anybody to see it. And then Vince said, "Fuck it, I don't want him to win anymore," and it kind of killed his momentum. Even though it didn't really kill his momentum because he was still over.
Mm-hmm. He was still getting pops.
He gave up on him. I don't know why, because Lex was the main event guy before he went to WWF.
Mm-hmm.
He's already been there.
I don't know whether like Vince, who did. There's many things where I was like, why didn't Vince pull the trigger on this?
I think it could have worked, honestly. Like maybe Lex could have done good. I think there's a chance. Well, it's one of those what ifs, so we never really know. But
he gets his moment eventually.
He still has moments here and there before it just gets lame and he's like the total package. That's like he changed his name legally to the total package.
And then it was like on NWO like every fucking week, and it was just boring.
It just sucks.
Yeah. Okerlund interviews Luger and Hart. Nothing much here. Luger just says he's an uncrowned WCW champion because he had Randy Savage beat several weeks ago.
He's right.
He's right. That's why I was like, he's getting booked strong. He essentially fucking beat the WCW champion.
Yeah.
And it feels like he's going nowhere, but we do know he goes somewhere sometimes.
Somewhere. He goes somewhere.
Yeah. Sting versus Earl Robert Eaton with Jeeves.
I still like to call him Earl Robert of Eaton, like Bobby Heenan does. But yeah. There wasn't much of this one either.
Mm-mm.
Like Bobby Eaton controlled it for a little while until he missed a knee drop from the top rope. And then Sting did a stinger splash and put him in Scorpion Deathlock and submitted him. That was a squash.
Mm-hmm.
He beat him in 2 moves. Like,
what happened with Bobby Eaton and fucking
Regal?
Yeah, Regal. Weren't they a thing?
They are, I think, still. It's just that I don't know where Regal is. I think they're doing this thing where they're putting them on Saturday night and whatever main event is, if they still run that show right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just not on Nitro. I know eventually Regal turns on them and they split up like sometime in the next year or so.
Yeah, well, in my mind, I'm like, why isn't he like Regal with fucking Bobby Eaton or something? It makes sense, but like you said, he might be on Saturday night or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we get another interview. Sting making it clear that the Triangle match is a much bigger deal than WCW New Japan World Cup. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about that. The World Cup thing with New Japan. Sting says he still has not forgotten what Flair did to him in October. There's many things, Sting, that you will not be forgotten. He says he miffed that Lex Luger thinks he has defeated everyone in WCW because he has not beaten him. And I was like, you're damn straight, Lex. You haven't beaten the Stinger. And he says he wants to be world champion for the 6th time. How many times has Sting been champion overall?
I don't know, but I was kind of surprised to see that he's had it 5 times now already.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, in the time since we started watching our stuff and doing this, he's had it, lost it, got it back, lost it. I think he's won it and lost it twice since we've watched.
Yeah, I think with Vader, right?
Yeah, so like he's had it 3 times before 1993. So I think I want to say maybe from 89 to 92, he's probably had it those 3 other times.
And then we saw the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It just shows you that the company sees Sting as literally the face of WCW.
He is. He still is.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they want to try to make that Hogan.
It's not. But what do you think of the promo? I liked it. I thought it's a typical Stinger promo, but I was like, I digged it.
It's fine. Like his promos aren't great, Sometimes he'll surprise you and do a pretty good one, and then most of the time it's just okay. Because it's typical Sting promo from around this time is like sometimes he'll meander. He has a tendency to do that. He'll kind of get lost in like what he's trying to say for a while, and then he'll shout, and then he'll go woo. He do his Sting thing. And then it's over. You don't care because it's Sting, though. He's just so over, so it's fine. It's like, what did he say? He wants to fight Luger. I don't know.
I do love that he essentially puts over Starrcade over the fucking WCW New Japan World Cup thing, and I was like, he's like, hell yeah, man! Like this, I'm gonna promote a fucking WCW original fucking pay-per-view over that fucking collaboration we got to do. Even though that's what he's probably not like meaning, but like as a person that likes WCW, I'm like, this is a businessman. He knows what he's doing.
I think in his mind, yeah, he was thinking, I'm gonna put over the show that's coming up, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, props to him for that. I'm not saying his promo sucked. I'm just like, Sting, sometimes he does a pretty good one. Sometimes it's
Yeah, it's usually typical Sting. Even when he's like fucking Crow Sting, like his I don't remember a memorable Crow Sting promo.
Because he stopped talking.
Yeah.
And that was the most over he got, ironically.
Yeah, it's fucking funny. Main event time. WCW Championship match with the Giant, with Jimmy Hart and Kevin Sullivan versus Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. And I totally forgot that this match was a thing. I was like, oh, Macho Man's defending against the Giant. I forgot.
They didn't really hype it through the show that much. They mentioned it in the beginning, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like they didn't really talk about it again until like now, until it's happening.
Well, I know the past couple of weeks, Macho Man has been like promoting it on his promos. Like, I'm gonna beat the Giant, yeah.
Stinky Giant, yeah.
Yeah. But I'll let you take away the play-by-play.
Well, let's see. I thought this was okay. It's probably the best the Giants done in the ring so far, like having a match, was this one.
Mm-hmm.
They came up with some creative and interesting spots to showcase the Giants' strength in this. And, that's Macho Man. That was him.
Mm-hmm.
But Giant did like a top rope splash and miss. That was crazy to see.
Mm-hmm.
Savage tried to capitalize by hitting the elbow drop, which he hit it. He pinned him. Giant kicked out too, but he kicked out so hard, Macho Man flew in the fucking air like he was a child. He loves doing that spot with like big guys though. He's dipped to Yokozuna in the Royal Rumble and got himself eliminated. But there was also a cool spot out on the floor near the end of the match where Giant removed the padding from the floor, like he was going to suplex Savage on the concrete. And when he got him out there and got him over his head, to like in the suplex, Savage like grabbed the rope because they were next to the ring, and he hanged on. So like he blocked the suplex in the hold and was able to get out of it, and the Giant just like bumped himself on the concrete. And then he was like, "Oh, I got him!" And then it didn't really work though because he was pissed off when he realized it's like it made him mad more than it hurt him.
Yeah.
So the Giant gets him in the ring and he choke slams him. And he's getting ready to win, but then Hulk Hogan comes out and hits Giant with a chair, and then the referee, and he causes a DQ. So it's DQ.
And I mean, I'm going a little further, but the part that I laughed my ass off, there's a fucking shot of like the Giant being held back by Jimmy Hart or Sullivan, just the people that were with him, and then out of the frame comes fucking a running Hulk Hogan and does that lightly tap on the head.
Yeah, some of those were okay because I think he sort of figured out a chair shot he can do that looks decent, which is the running chair shot.
Yeah. I just think the shot of how it was like shown on TV was hilarious because
that was funny. Yeah, the way they framed it. Because it's literally like they were back at the ramp or some shit. This was after the Giant, like he chased him away the first time.
Yeah.
Which I guess we should score the match and then we can talk about that aftermath real quick.
Yeah, what'd you give this match?
I gave it a 5.7 because it was like interesting. I thought like the stuff they were doing. And I think it helped Giant actually get over more. Because Macho Man was like, we'll do a bunch of things to make you look cool, brother. And did. So
yeah, I gave it a 5.9. It's the Macho Man curve. But like Macho Man was selling really well and made the Giant look good. And
yeah.
The slight thing of him doing the elbow and then kicking out of the elbow drop, it just shows you like, oh man, even his elbow drop is not getting the Giant, and I love that booking.
It's fine too because if somebody wants to try to argue he kicked out too early, it's like it was early in the match and this guy is like huge. It's like he's kind of like booked better than he ever was in WWE. Like honestly, like this point of the Giant's career, big shows.
Yeah, I could see like if Macho Man hit him with like 15 chair shots in the head, and then did the elbow drop and then kicked out at 2. I'd be like, yeah, I see your point now, but he was fucking crushing Macho Man a lot, and then obviously Macho Man got his offense in, and it just shows you that there's booking the Giant to be fucking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, after like that's when all the chaos happens and stuff. I don't like Hogan's run-in DQ thing because again, faces don't do that.
Typically they don't, but if they have big enough bone to pick with the heel, they will. And I guess this is like what they think. Like Hogan's pissed off at the Giant, and I think what it really was, it was like he didn't want Savage to lose the title to the Giant, so he fucked him over.
Yeah.
Because he wants to have that match with Savage rather than him, I guess. I mean, he didn't cheat. That's the funny thing. Giant didn't cheat to beat him. He was probably just going to beat him. He's like, no, brother, I hate you. You can't beat my friend. I have to beat my friend.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I just hate Hogan now, which really fucking bothers me. Because before I was like, I could tell Hogan was like a dick and he politicked, but I was like, you know what, brother? He built the business essentially, I guess. But I'm like, but now like you see everything that he did was greedy.
You see everything through that lens. Now that you've heard all those stories, yeah, it just kind of clouds everything that he did. And you can see it. Yeah, like you're saying, you can see where he knows exactly what he's doing all the time and how to like maximize himself versus anybody else he's involved in with like whatever it is he's doing. It kind of sucks. I still try to stay neutral as I can about him because you got to give him his due when he does do something. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him praise when he's like doing something, but like now it's so obvious at times where he's trying to make it about himself, even though when it's like a simple "I gotta go save my friend" type of thing.
Yeah, and he did it again here in a few different ways.
Yeah.
Like the best part was him. Like, so they scare the dungeon off, and Fridge comes out there, and Mongo tried to come out there to calm Hogan down, and they got him separated basically.
Mm.
And then Giant's coming back, and he's all pissed off and everything. And so it's focusing on that shot of him coming through the entranceway. And then you just see Hogan run into frame, bam, with the chair. And it was the funniest shit ever. Like, it's the way they shot it. And I was like, I wish this was a GIF or something. It needs to be a GIF. Or we need to do a Hogan chair shot compilation video, like, and make that an intro one time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll try to do that. but yeah, that was one of the funniest chair shots I've ever seen.
They had a little talk where Savage says if he can make it through Starrcade with the title, then he'll give Hogan a title shot. I'm like, boo. And then Hogan also calls out McMichael and Perry and says he will take them if they cross him again. And I was like, what?
It's funny because Mongo was saying the whole time, I was trying to help him because he's going to get himself suspended because he's on probation. And he's right.
Yeah.
So it's like, is Hogan just stupid? Or does he just think, I'll get out of it, brother, because I'm Hulk Hogan?
I think he just saw a black dude and he just thought, man, he's trouble.
That changed everything when he saw Fridge, yeah.
Yeah. He was like, oh, Steve McMichael, who is this black dude?
You guys are my enemies because there was a black guy there. Yes. That's all he only sees color.
And then Savage closes out the segment by asking Hogan to autograph the chair he used so he can make money. And I was right. I was like, so Macho Man's doing eBay?
Yeah, he was eBaying before it was cool.
Yeah.
I guess you go on a bulletin board and say, I got something to sell, brother. Give me your address and I'll send it to you. You send me a Western Union. Yeah. And I'll get the money and I'll send you the thing.
I might show up by myself right there and give it to you. Yeah.
Money order. P.O. Box 90725 Sarasota, Florida. Yeah.
You can call me, but don't use 1-800-COLLECT. Yeah. I don't know. As much as I love Macho Man, this is Hogan once again stealing his spotlight. And
yeah, he's getting dragged down by this angle because it's like he's always hurt. He's always fucked up now, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, he's still injured. And it's like you feel like, okay, the guy can't ever not be injured, and he feels weak, and he owes Hulk Hogan a favor and shit, and he's gonna lose. You know, he's gonna lose to him.
Maybe in Hogan's contract was Macho Man can have the title, but he can't be as strong as me.
Makes you think. I mean, some of the crazy shit he got away with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, like the Make-A-Wish kids. I did it for the money.
Whoa.
Dude, someone spliced a little off topic, but they take that Pat McAfee quote that Hogan did about the Make-A-Wish kids, and someone spliced the Undertaker podcast where they're talking about when Hogan fucking came on Raw and the pop where he got booze and stuff. So it makes it look like Undertaker is like fucking shitting on Hogan because of the Make-A-Wish comment, but it's just him fucking making fun of him because of the booze.
Shit's still funny, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. And Bishop says next week Randy Savage will defend against Ric Flair, and I was like, okay, got my attention. But will Hogan show up? That's probably a high priority.
Or will it get fucked? You know, I bet that match won't conclude. It'll be a DQ.
Mm-hmm.
Hate to be like that now, but I'm a pattern is starting to emerge.
Yeah. But I thought this Nitro was kind of okay.
It was all right.
Yeah. It wasn't too memorable. I mean, there's always going to be memorable moment like Medusa putting the WWF Women's Championship in the trash.
We didn't really talk about it that much either, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened, but it's like we didn't really talk about like why or how. And I remember reading that she just got cut from the roster. Was all there was. That's all it was. Apparently, they fired her.
She got her future endeavors.
Yeah, and I guess she still had the belt, and she's like, "You gonna fire me after I did all this shit? Well, I'm gonna keep this belt." I guess is what it was.
So, do you think that moment in general is why fucking Vince screwed part of the reason screwing fucking Brett during Survivor Series? I don't want the WWF Championship on Nitro.
Yes, I think it had a lot to do with it because this moment weighed on his mind heavily afterwards. Like, this fucking pissed him off immensely when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that can't be understated enough, like, or overstated, really. He really was not happy about that.
Yeah.
So he never forgot it because I think that helped influence what happened later with Brett because he was fucking paranoid that Brett was going to have that damn belt and make him look stupid on TV.
Oh man, it's like one of those what ifs, man. Because I think we talked or at least texted about it, where we were just like, oh, if the screw job never happened, and eventually Sean did get the title, but not in Montreal, Brett would still be WWF.
Or they could have come up with some other solution, like I think Undertaker said like they never included me or nobody ever included me in what was going on. Maybe I could have helped come up with a solution of some kind.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have did a DQ or maybe because Brett said I would have dropped it to Undertaker, I would have dropped it to Steve Austin, I would have dropped it to anybody. It's not him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but that's Vince's dude.
That's his boy. We're learning all about that right now.
Yeah. What'd you give this show?
The only other comments I had before I get to that is, yeah, it was okay. I agree with you. I feel like they're recycling a lot of their material right now, though, for like promos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The promos, like the subject, like what's happening, are they actually driving the angle forward? It doesn't really feel like, that's happening much right now. Feels like stuck in neutral a little bit.
Yeah. It seems like the tires are moving, but nothing's happening.
They're stuck in a rut kind of thing.
Yeah. Because everybody's like in like a waiting pattern. I think Starrcade is going to explode the storylines that we're going to get eventually.
Yeah, I think that'll finally kind of nudge them out of the rut they're in the mud. Mm-hmm. And then they'll get moving again, hopefully. But yeah, other than that, I gave it a 6.2.
6.3. So we're in the same wavelength.
This show got a 2.7 rating for TV ratings. So it's actually up a bit compared to what it's been.
Yeah. I mean, there is star power there. But that's one thing, like, early Raw, which I think Vince is starting to understand now, is that he needs to have his stars on this show. Like, automatically when Nitro started, it was all the stars. We didn't get like one Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, and then the rest are just like weird storylines and squashes and all that stuff. So I think Vince is starting to understand like we need to have the stars on our Monday Night Raw show.
Yeah.
Which we are moving to Monday Night Raw now in December 18th, 1995. Vince McMahon narrates the video package shown on In Your House 5. I still love the music that's like behind him while he's talking. It's very 90s. McMahon and Jerry Lawler are doing commentary in Newark, Delaware. and I don't have any like fans tickets and stuff for this one, so I do apologize for that. But the first match, Double J versus Fatu.
Fatu.
The dancing Fatu.
The Make a Difference Fatu.
I'll let you take the play-by-play.
Well, I think they have a pretty good match together. Fatu is at first impervious to a lot of Double J's offense. It's kind of like the thing they've been doing with him lately.
Mm-hmm.
Fatu is like, he's Samoan, so it's hard to hurt him. And he does his sweet pop lock spot I always pop for. Jeff does like a DDT, and then he got up and did the shit. And I was like, God, it always just makes me laugh. I don't know why. I should hate it, but I don't. But Fatu controls the match after that and, hits his cool offense, backdrop, corner clothesline. He did a really fast corner clothesline.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed by how much distance he covered. And then he did the running cutter out of the corner, which is sweet. But then when Fatu landed, when he did that move, he sells like he fucked his shoulder up. And for a second, I thought he really did, just because of the way it came across.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he made me think, oh, shit, is he hurt? How the fuck he hurt his shoulder? And then Jeff Jarrett threw his shoulder at the post, and I was like, oh, okay. You got me for a second. And then he sets him up for a figure four, and then a wild Ahmed Johnson appears and just starts punching the fuck out of Jarrett and causes DQ.
Still continuing the In Your House fiasco that happened with them, so it makes sense. I thought the match was kind of cool, but they wanted to show that Ahmed Johnson and Jeff Jarrett are still feuding.
Yep.
What'd you give this match?
Give it a 6.3.
Gave it a 6.1. Doc Hendricks interviews Gorilla Monsoon, who says he tosses Jarrett's name out of the Royal Rumble because he is booking Jarrett to face Ahmed in a singles match. And I was like, but he could do both. But I'm also thinking, no, I kind of like this because it seems real. Like, hey, you're not double dipping. You're not getting extra pay. So you're being booked into this match.
Plus, it was like, it seemed to me like he took him out of the Royal Rumble as a punishment for what he's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, winning the Royal Rumble is a big deal. This will be the first match where they really solidify. Well, no, it's not the first, but this will be the next one that really helps solidify it. It's like, hey, if you win the Royal Rumble, you get a world title shot. It's still part of that streak where they're really setting that up. So he took a title opportunity away from Jeff Jarrett.
Yep. And I just love that he took him out as a punishment because of that, but also making it feel real. Like, I'm not fucking paying you twice to do shit. Essentially. Yeah.
Double pay.
Yeah.
Especially right now. Have you seen our numbers?
And I could see Jeff Jarrett being like, I'm doing double dipping here. I need to get paid. Because that's all he cares about is money. That's why he keeps on popping in WCW and WWF a lot.
That's why he did Job China for the IC title.
Yep.
I won't do it unless you pay me $250,000 tonight. Fuck.
I forgot what wrestler, because he demanded Vince for like $500,000, and it was Ultimate Warrior.
It was Warrior. Warrior held him up for money a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what caused their relationship to go south.
Yeah, and he was like, "Okay, pal, I'll pay you," and then he does the match and then gets fired. And I was like, "That's genius."
Fuck him, yeah. I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm. We get a taped promo of Goldust jizzing over Razor Ramon again. Did you write anything about that one?
Yeah, I didn't actually, because I thought I had it queued up in our videos and I was going to have you play it as the intro.
Oh.
And I would have said this is the promo Goldust does on Raw, everybody. But no, so like I kind of remember it though because it's Goldust basically saying like, "Ooh, machismo, you ooze machismo, let's ooze it together." And like all this shit. He's just being creepy and weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good promo though.
Yeah. Goldust is forming to be what Goldust is going to be.
Yeah, like he's pretty much almost there now, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, we glossed over this, but there was like aftermath to like the Jarrett and Ahmed match where like he tried to spinebuster Jarrett, but he ran away. And then he was pissed off. And then he goes to help Fatu, and this shit made me laugh. Because Fatu fucked his shoulder up, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then what does Ahmed do to help him? He like puts his giant bear paw fucking hand on his fucked up shoulder. He's massaging it or some shit, like that's supposed to help him. And then he helps Fatu up and they just leave. I just thought that was funny for some reason. He's like, "Is your shoulder hurt? Are you okay?" Like, no.
Oh man. And then I replayed the Diesel and Undertaker confrontation at the end of In Your House 5.
That was a good confrontation.
Yep. And Hendricks reminds fans that they can all purchase WrestleMania, the arcade game for SNES, Sega Genesis, and Sony PlayStation. And then remember, if you buy it, you can get a VHS tape with all of the codes. I was like, I wonder how much that fucking tape was.
I don't think they were much. I think they were like $14.99 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got the Raw one. And I think I remember seeing the ads for the Raw when they were doing the Raw video game a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had this one though. I never got the videotape for this one.
Yeah,
maybe I'll try to find it someday or see if it's on YouTube or something.
I just, went online, the World Wide Web, and went to a message board and probably got the codes.
It's not the same.
Yeah. Next match, Buddy Landell versus Sparkplug Bob Holly.
Sparky Plug.
And I'm like, wow, we're getting more Bob Holly than usual.
Yeah. Did you see the video I linked you Wrestling Bios did about how Bob Holly hated everybody?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you got to. It's funny. Bob Holly thinks he's a fucking hardcore tough guy motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And he lets everybody know that he can. That's kind of his attitude, it seems to be.
Yeah, the only wrestler that he couldn't fuck with was Brock Lesnar, I think.
Yeah, I think he tried.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't work for him, but
Yeah.
Buddy Landell, yeah, he had like more of a match this time instead of just getting destroyed like on In Your House.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty solid. This is the first time I've ever seen him have a match of any kind of length, really.
Same.
I guess he was probably better, years ago than what he is here. But I think this is one of the times where he was trying to clean himself up and like do some solid work, get a good gig, because he's one of those guys that was like really flaky in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
He had a lot of bad habits, and he would go do his shit and just disappear, fuck off, not do business like that. That's kind of like what he would do usually. So he's trying to be good, and I think this time it's funny because like he was all in about having this WWF job and working for them, and he I think it's a couple weeks after this match, he slips and falls somewhere when it's like icy conditions, like wherever they're at, in like in front of a hotel, like he's going to the Holiday Inn, and he fucking falls and he breaks his leg and he gets stuck in like the automatic doors of the hotel.
Oh my God.
He couldn't. That kind of ended his career a little bit, like that whole incident. He got released, I think, or something.
How'd you hear that story? Was on Jim Cornette?
Yeah, because he was talking about him and what happened to him around this time. It sucks. He's actually trying to be good and he fucking broke his leg. I feel bad for him. But he's got like a cocky, dickish heel thing he's kind of doing. And like I joked, he's like, people sometimes make fun of him a little bit because he's like great value Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
You can kind of see it, but he's still pretty good, I think. Holly controlled the match at first, and then Landell took over, and he was doing strikes. And I'll say this: he's got the best drop toe hold I've ever seen, besides Raven. Bob comes back after no selling some punches and hits he gets to have a no sell spot, which I think is weird. I don't know why, but he hits a DDT and some clotheslines and punches, and he does a Frankensteiner for 2, which was kind of cool. And he shoots Buddy off again, and he tries to do another one, but Landell puts the brakes on, and when he hits the mat, Landell hits the ropes and lands a corkscrew elbow drop and pins him. And I guess that was his finisher, was that elbow drop he does, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What do you think of like Buddy Landell fucking beating Bob Holly? Are they trying to push Buddy?
I think they were trying to establish him as like a mid-card heel, because they're about to lose. Dean Douglas didn't work out. I'm not saying this is what their plan was for him. I was thinking maybe they were trying to position him to be the mid-card heel.
Yeah.
And it didn't work because he fell.
And probably he was like a bench warmer, essentially. Like, hey, just like be here for a little bit until we find that guy.
Could be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Bob Holly's just a mid-card babyface guy. He's just there to beat jobbers sometimes or be in a tag match, and then he's got enough shine on him to where when we need to feed him some heel to help him get over, Bob Holly loses. That's kind of his position right now.
Mm-hmm. And that's what like fans today need to learn. Like when your favorite wrestler fucking loses, like
he's buried. He got buried.
Yeah, they want to lose because they want to elevate the next person. They're doing a job. Yeah.
Or they'll call them jobbers. They're jobbing them out. It's like, no, it's not how that works. You guys don't know.
Like Cody Rhodes lost. Oh my God, you buried him. No, he's just going to fucking chase the title now, which he's usually good at.
Better in the chase.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, what'd you give this match?
I give it a 6.4.
I gave it a flat 6.
It's the Buddy Landell curve that won't exist anymore after this.
Yeah.
I guess.
I ain't gonna have a leg to stand on anymore.
No.
Oh my God. Brother Love interviews Ted DiBiase.
God damn. I'm like, why is he still on TV? What the fuck? Like,
why are both of these guys still on TV?
Well, Ted's fine because he's a heel manager,
Mm-hmm.
And he can talk, and you don't hate him, right? Like,
No, he's funny.
He's not annoying. We like him. But Brother Love sucks.
Yeah.
And he's interviewing Ted, and he's like, he basically says, that wasn't Santa Claus last night. That was Santa Claus. And he's from the South Pole. And he takes toys away from children. So he's like the opposite, the evil Santa Claus, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys, like, seriously? Vince came up with a gimmick to create an evil Santa Claus.
No, I have a thought here. Because Santa was a heel, like turned heel and started attacking. Who did he attack again?
It was Savio Vega.
Savio Vega, yeah. And when Savio Vega like beat the shit out of him, and like you find out it was Balls Mahoney and stuff. Like, I think Vince is like, you gotta fucking fix this, man. It's Santa Claus. He's from the South Pole. Yes, and he takes away toys from children. He's bad. He's not the real Santa.
Maybe. That's a good headcanon idea.
Yeah, because I think they were like saying the commentary during In Your House was like fucking Santa Claus is evil. He's turning heel and stuff. And I think Vince probably like, fuck, man, the children are not going to watch now because Santa Claus is fucking turned heel.
Turn Santa evil. What the fuck, man?
Yeah. So I think that's why this fucking thing is happening in this interview.
Maybe. That's something I never thought to look up. Why did Santa Claus become a thing?
Yeah.
Even though it only lasted for like a week or two.
Yeah.
He teased 1996 will be the year of the $1 million champion because everybody's got a price. I was like, they're teasing Steve Austin already.
Yep. And I was like, sweet. Oh, hell yeah.
Well, at first, no.
Yeah. Goldust comes out to set up a chair by the entrance and is accompanied by an usher. Fans are shown Ramon's reaction to receiving an envelope from Goldust last night in Your House, where he got angry. Do you have anything to say about this?
No. Other than I thought it was funny when Razor walked right by Goldust and like it was like he didn't even see him. What the fuck? He's right. He's like wearing this outfit and he's on like a couch and there's an usher there. How do you not see him?
Maybe he's like homophobic or something.
Maybe he was. Maybe the only thing I think of is Razor was purposefully ignoring him.
Mm-hmm.
But like when he gets there in the ring and the gold dust falls from the ceiling, and he realizes what it is. He's like, "What the fuck, Chico?" That shit was funny. And the Yoko, yeah, but that shit was just, I don't know, it made me laugh.
Yeah. And now we got the Intercontinental Championship match with Razor Ramon versus Yokozuna.
This one had a little bit more going on in it.
Yes.
It's pretty even though Yoko ambushed Razor. He gained control over him though with some strikes in the corner, and Yoko starts doing the Asiatic nerve hold, the infamous nerve hold. Razor he gets out of it, and then he hits the ropes hard, and Yoko just clotheslines him. So he's just like, no. And he's catching his breath, and Razor gets up, and he starts hitting some punches, and Yoko starts teetering. Oh no! And Razor bounces off the ropes, and he hits a big clothesline, and that one knocks Yoko down to a big pop. It's just amazing that a high spot is Yokozuna falling. He's just falling down.
And he always falls down like a fucking sack of trash.
He should. Look how big he is.
Yeah.
I love that shit though, because it's like it gets such a big reaction. It's like somebody did an insane, oh my god, how's that guy alive? Like it's the same reaction almost. He just fell.
Yeah, it's like he finally got hit and like it rocked his world, and he's just tumbling over because he's big.
They go to a break. We come back, and Yoko's got Razor down again with the nerve hold. Yoko beats Razor down in the corner for a bit, but Razor's able to come back, and he does some USA chants start going, and Razor starts fighting back, even though he's from Cuba. Whatever, it's fine. He hits the ropes, and he nails a jumping clothesline. He knocks Yoko down again. He's able to get to the second rope, do the bulldog off there, and you think, oh, he's going to cover him, and the lights start flickering. And at first, I thought it was Goldust. Like Goldust was going to do something to fuck with Razor.
Yeah.
But no, it's the Undertaker. And he's out there with a big casket. And Yokozuna sees the casket and he runs away. He runs to the back. And if you don't like, okay, he runs away. You don't understand. When Yokozuna runs full sprint, it's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
He never moves that fast for anything.
And Yokozuna fucking being all scared, his scared face is so funny.
I love that he keeps that up, that Yokozuna is afraid of the Undertaker. This shit's amazing.
Yeah. Everybody else is bonsai. The Undertaker's like, oh fuck, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
It's great. But he got counted out, and then Razor won, and Razor just was like, I win. That's a pretty good reaction.
Yeah. So is Undertaker just like collecting fat people?
He's trying to get rid of all the fat people so they don't destroy his face. It's like he's afraid his face is going to get destroyed.
I just think that's so hilarious that he took out fucking what's his name? Mabel. I keep on thinking Viscera all the time. It's same person but different gimmick. But it's just so funny that like the storyline collecting these fat people in caskets.
I hate fat people. I want to put them away, bury them.
So, what'd you give this match?
I gave it a 6.
Yeah, I gave it a 6.4. It's got the razor curve.
I was more amused by the end of it. It just Yokozuna being afraid of Undertaker is like so funny.
Mm-hmm. So is that leading to Undertaker facing Yokozuna, I guess?
I don't know. I was kind of confused about that, honestly. Because Undertaker's facing Bret Hart at Royal Rumble, right?
I guess.
Unless they change it.
So it's like it's going to be Bret versus Undertaker, and then if Undertaker wins, he faces fucking Diesel. Like he's like having a feud with Diesel with the promo in the back.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I got to go back to Yokozuna because he, beat me once, so I got to fucking get back at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, McMahon and Lawler discussed the Raw Bowl on January 1st. And I was like, okay. Hendrick interviews Razor Ramon, who says that Goldust is in love with him, but he does not play that side of the fence.
Side of the fence, Chico.
Yeah.
Razor is only interested in women. You can do your thing, man, just not with Razor.
So that like kind of makes me think that there was a lot of gay shit being said on that letter.
And they allude to that later because Doc asks him about the letter, and then Razor goes, "This is a family show, and it would be appropriate for children," and he leaves it at that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lawler, like that's the end of the interview segment. But Lawler, they go back to the commentary desk, and he's like, "I've got the letter." And then Vince is like, "You got it? What was it? What did it say?" And he shakes his head. Lawler shakes his head. And he's like, "It even embarrassed me." And I'm like, damn, if he's saying it was that bad, then it must be bad. Because he'll say whatever.
Yeah. That's all I wrote. That's where it ends, right?
No, there's one more thing.
Oh, okay.
How could you forget this?
Was it the Shawn Michaels thing?
It was the Shawn Michaels video. Did you watch it?
A little bit.
Well, you should have watched the whole thing. It's so amazing. I
gotta watch it then.
It's just so sappy. It's like this epic sappy video. And they Tell Me a Lie. That's what the name of the song is. And it's so fucking corny. And like I saw this, I remember watching Raw or whatever, I guess, and it played, or it might have been Superstars back in the day. And I was like, is he dying? Is he like not ever coming back? Like I was genuinely puzzled by it. Like I thought, I was really concerned. And I was like, this is so like sad. That's what I remember thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Now as an adult, I'm like, man, this is so corny.
Yeah.
It's super corny. Like it's just but I love it at the same time because of that. It's such an earnest, cheesy fucking thing that Vince thought was this will help get Shawn over. They'll beg him to come back after they see this.
He's a hero.
He's a hero. Yeah, you should watch that whole thing. Listen to the lyrics and just the framing and editing of it. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's how Raw ended, was that video. And it's Vince's Shawn Michaels hard on is like full bore right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this show was another okay show.
Yeah, there were more good promos and stuff than bad, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's just we had to have brother love. That's the only blemish I really think on the show. I was like, God damn it, go away.
Yeah, I could do without fucking Brother Love, but I have a feeling we're gonna see him for a little bit.
This is the final Raw of 1995. There's no more Raws after this. We have
Mm-hmm.
to fill it in with an episode of Superstars just to make it fair. It's like what we had to do
Okay.
in the calendar.
What'd you give the show?
I gave it 6.3.
I'm at a 6.4 out of 10.
You know what? I'll give it 6.4.
Oh, all right.
That's what I originally gave it, and then I was done, and then I was like, yeah, 6.3. And then you're like, that's 6.4. I'm like, fuck. I gotta match it. I was there anyway. I talked myself out of it.
Yeah, so pretty average. What was this rating?
They got a 2.3.
Ooh, they're down from Nitro.
Yeah, Nitro was a good bit higher than they were this week. And I think that trend kind of continues into the beginning of 96. It's like, for whatever reason, it's skewed more in WCW's favor. I don't think their programming's overall better right now. Like, it's like, to me, it's like both companies are doing things that are like good and things that aren't good.
Yeah, like with Nitro is more of like, I don't know, this could be a train wreck. I need to see if this is gonna be good.
Yeah, it kind of has that about it a little bit.
Yeah, and then like Raw, like when they crash, but when they are fucking amazing, they're amazing. And
yeah,
and it was a little rough in the. I mean, we're gonna review the whole year, but like it was rough in the beginning with Raw in '95, and then middle started getting a little better, but now it's starting to cook the stories.
It's heating up a little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because from this point on, even though it's gonna take a long time until we get the Brett versus Shawn feud, but we're gonna see things blossom from that essentially.
Yeah, I mean, the feud will really start. Spoilers at the end of the Royal Rumble, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, because spoilers, Shawn wins the Royal Rumble.
Yep. But yeah, it's just Raw has been better booked, in my opinion, compared to WCW, because it seems like they're trying to throw shit on the wall and see what will stick, and also we have to follow whatever Hulkster wants to do.
Yeah, I kind of still feel that way too. Like, generally, they have a better grip on their booking. Like, they have plans set for everything. It doesn't just feel random so much.
Yeah.
Even though there's Santa Claus. Like, I just brought up two things where, like, this shit dies in 2 weeks. It's not normal for them to be doing stuff like that right now, though.
See, that's just Vinceisms that happen, where it's like, it's near Christmas, we have to have something festive in it.
And nobody predicted Buddy Landell was going to break his fucking leg and not be able to be on TV anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. But like Zach said, we are near the end of this, 1995, and because this is the last Raw, we had to fill it with a superstars. So the next time you watch us on YouTube, which I think we are going to be recording this week, is WWF Superstars December 23rd, 1995, and WCW Nitro December 25th, 1995, and then the pay-per-view WCW Starrcade.
You're gonna end it with a bang.
Yep. So I don't know. I think either Thursday or Friday. Are you gonna be free on Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, it should be free Thursday for sure. Friday I can be if we have to move it. It's fine.
Okay. I think we'll shoot for Thursday.
All right.
Like an 11-ish, because I do close from my job, but we'll hopefully you don't fucking get attacked by the ISP and I get my shit turned off.
Or me, yeah. Hopefully mine doesn't go down either. Generally, when I'm at my other house, it's pretty solid. I don't really have that issue as much.
Yeah. So I think what will happen is, we'll have the next show to conclude the schedule, and then the following week or 2 weeks, we'll do the rankings or the awards for 1995.
The year in review.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have we'll have a little bit of homework viewing we got to do to make everything right.
Yep.
We got. I think ECW is going to get included a little bit in this at least.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, remember to watch those shows and then come back on Thursday and we will discuss it. If you want to watch more Getting Some Color, please follow us on YouTube on Big Trouble Media and like and subscribe. And also, if you're into movies, we have Big Trouble Podcast, which happens every week, usually either on a Tuesday or Wednesday. But until next time, everybody, remember to get some color. Peace.
Make sure you make it look like an accident.